Okay, cheerleading is a classic American activity, but it turns out it's also incredibly popular on this side of the Atlantic too. In fact, Rebellion Allstars is one of many cheerleading groups in Guernsey, and this weekend they're celebrating a big birthday of being around for a decade. Well, producer Nick caught up with Michaela Street, the founder of the group.
We run cheerleading classes for ages 3 years all the way up to our adult team, who the oldest member qualifies to get a bus pass for free now. So they're quite old. I won't say his actual age, but he can get a bus pass for free.
As a coach then, why did you want to start this and make this group and I suppose give young people an opportunity like this?
So when I moved over to Guernsey, it would be September 2014, we moved over, me, my mum, my sister and my dad, that is. My sister was just starting school at Bow Camp. She started in year 9 and she was like, there's no after school cheerleading club. And that's how she got started in cheerleading in the UK and how I eventually got into it as well. And so I was like, let's have a speak to someone about it. So we spoke to some teachers and they were like, oh yeah, no, come along, set up a club. So we started with an after school club. Our first session, we had 60 kids, 60 girls. And then, from there, it just kind of grew and grew. They were wanting more than just the after school club each week. They were wanting more lessons and everything like that. So we just grew. And now I teach, I think it's over 70 athletes each week now across all the ages.
And it's interesting you've used the word athletes there because I imagine there's a lot of skill and physical ability involved in order to be able to do the kind of things that you're doing. Yeah,
a lot of hard work, a lot of training goes into it. But the kids love it. I feel like sometimes I'm a really mean coach, the amount I demand from them almost, but they come back smiling. They work really hard. We put hours and hours of conditioning into it. Most of our competition teams are in for 2, 3, 4 hours a week. We've got athletes who come 3 times a week who just want to do more and more. And the way cheerleading is going in the world now, we've been recognised by the Olympic Committee. Lots of hard work behind the scenes for that.
You mentioned about safety, which if you're throwing children in the air, must be quite terrifying at times.
From my point of view, yes. As a coach teaching the skills, I like to make sure I break it down and take it step by step, making sure that, okay, you can do this little step correct. Okay, we'll make it a bit harder, until eventually they're performing the full skill. In terms of the athletes and the kids in particular, particularly the younger ones who don't have that fear factor, if they could, they would be like level 7, which is like the highest level of cheerleading, where they're throwing and doing all sorts of skills in the air. But yeah, they don't seem to have a fear factor. My adult team do, but the kids who come, particularly the ones who I've taught since they were like 3 years old, just have no fear factor. They'll just jump and do whatever. So
you've got all these fearless young people taking part in these wonderful cheerleading routines that you work on. We mentioned about performing at places like the North Show, West Show, school fetes. Yeah. How do they get to perform and like test their skills against others? Do you have competitions that you do?
Yeah, so usually we go away at least once a year. Last year, my adult team in particular, we were very lucky. We were able to go away twice. We went to Battle of Champions, which is an invitation-only competition. So we had to win our invitation the year prior, which was super exciting. And then we did a national competition where we won national champions as well. And then we did our smaller regional competition too with the rest of the programme, which was in Blackpool, which we will be going to again this year. In July, we're going back to that competition in Blackpool. But this year, very excitingly as well, for the whole programme, I've managed to find 3 virtual competitions. So we're going to be filming our routine, sending it off, judges will judge it, and hopefully everyone gets a chance to compete. Hopefully we'll bring back because trophy sent back. Fingers crossed.
So you have a showcase this weekend.
For celebrating
10 years of Rebellion Allstars.
Yeah.
I did want to ask, how do you pick the music that you dance to? Because it's going to be a song that you listen to a lot over a lot of rehearsals, right? So do you always make an effort to find something that isn't going to annoy you after a few times?
Yeah, so no, our music is actually mixed together. So it's a mismatch of some songs together. So our adult team, typically their mixes contain a lot of older songs, 80s, 90s. Whereas with our younger ones, we have a mismatch of like Disney songs thrown in there from movies that are out and things like that. There's a great company we use who are typically based in America who have a sliding scale, so they do a lot of pre-made mixes, which is typically what we go for because they are the cheaper ones. But if we were lucky enough to have a bit of money spare from fundraising, I can put it towards getting a custom made mix, which is where they'll make the song relevant to the team, so they have voiceover like singers and that who will make the mix. So
wow, so bespoke to the cheerleaders,
to the team. Yeah,
that must make the young people feel very special to have something special just for them.
They love it because they hear like their team name come up in their song and they're just like, oh, this is just for me. And it's like, yeah. And I always try and throw in, if I can, like a little voiceover, something to do with Guernsey in there. Like we've had the red, white and gold from the flag, we've had Sonia Cherie in there in some of our mixes in previous years, so I do like to try and throw in a little bit of Guernsey in there as well.
Over your 10 years so far, is there one particular moment that stands out to you that you're most proud of?
I think, there's a lot. I've got 3 that jump out that are all equal for me. So first ever competition we went to, we placed, I think we took 4 routines and we placed a 5th, a 4th, another 4th and a 2nd. And that was like the first time we'd ever taken a team away. And I was just like, amazing. So proud. The second one would be when, again, we were at another, it was the after school club. We'd gone to a school's competition and we'd taken like 5 routines, all of which had placed top 5. But one of the routines in particular, which I was super proud of, because I actually hadn't had that much to do with it. I'd left it to 2 of the senior kids who were leaving secondary school, so they weren't able to come to schools comp after that anymore. I'd left it to them and I said, right, you guys, you know what you're doing. I'm here for safety if you need me, but the routine's yours. Choreograph it, practice it. And they did, and they placed first out of, I think it was like 10 in the category. So that was amazing. We were all in tears because it was just such a nice way for them to finish their like school cheer journey as well. And then my last one was when our adult team, it was 2020, just before the world went mental. We'd gone away and we were up against a university team, which as an adult team who don't have the tumbles required because our backs and bodies don't bend the way they're meant to, we were like, let's just go out there, have fun. Like if we win, great. If we don't, we're up against a university team. Like they're probably going to be amazing. And then they called awards and they called the university team in second. And we were like, oh my God, we've won. Like this is crazy. And then they said, oh, and by the way, you're a bid winner as well. So you're going to Battle of Champions.
So how wonderful is it to celebrate that with a showcase then? Could you just tell us about what's happening on Sunday?
So on Sunday, we are hosting our annual showcase, but this year we're just theming it around the fact that we've been going for 10 years. So we're going to be showing some videos of old performances we've done, old competitions we've done. We've got some special awards for some of the athletes who've been part of the program for a little while as well. And it's just every athlete in the club, right from our tiniest to our adult, will be showcasing their routine for the season. It's the first time they'll be showing off their routine. We've not shown it. We've not done any events up until now. So what you see is like the first reveal of the routine.
Well, there we go. That's Michaela Street from Rebellion Allstars on their event this weekend. Tickets available at guernseytickets.gg.